Hello and welcome to episode 2 of Dinner with Dad. If this is your first episode, welcome. On our last episode, I briefly kind of talked about what we're doing with this vlog. First of all, I'm not a cook and I have no idea what I'm doing, but I cook dinner each night for my family. So we're just kind of vlogging it and seeing how you enjoy it. This vlog was not my idea, it was my family's, but we're having fun doing it here during coronavirus quarantine. And the second thing I want to remind you about is that we eat low carb here, so almost all my recipes are low carb. However, today's recipe could kind of go either way, however you want to do it. My dinners are super simple and it's just dinner. It's nothing fancy. Nothing that has, it's on fire or nothing that you can pronounce, and there's nothing more simple than hot dogs. And tonight we're having hot dogs, but not just any hot dogs. We're having hot dogs West Virginia style. Yes, you heard me. West Virginia style hot dogs. I grew up in West Virginia, and I don't really know much culinary things that West Virginia is famous for except for their hot dogs. And what makes West Virginia hot dogs different are the toppings, and that's what we're going to talk about today. So the first thing we're going to make for our West Virginia hot dogs is we're going to make the onions. We're not going to make the onions. We bought the onions, but you can't just chop up onions any old way for West Virginia hot dogs. They have to be really, really thin, like almost puree. So, since I hate cutting up this, look at this. I'm just like tearing this onion apart. Massacre. I'm going to use my handy dandy food processor that I got for Christmas. And I haven't used it, honestly, enough. I kind of forget about it. But it's perfect for making West Virginia hot dog, onions, and the SLAW, which we're going to talk about in a minute. But I just have to get this skin or whatever off of these onions. So now that I have the skin off my onions, I don't have to mince them by hand. I like to cut them in like maybe fourths or whatever. And then I'm just going to stick them in the food processor. Stick the onions in. Oops, runaway onion. Woo! These are a little strong. I'm not even cutting. My eyes are watering like Niagara Falls. Woo! Okay, here we go. This is always fun. Sometimes you have to stir it up to get some of the big pieces down in there. I guess that's what I do. All right, I think it worked. So we take the lid off, take the blade. We're gonna need the blade back. And look, we have our nicely, very finely chopped, look at that, onions. You don't want to like puree, but close. Look, that's a lot of onion. I could have gotten by with one. Okay, so you don't even have to rinse this out really, because I'm going to make the slaw in it and a little bit of onion, and it won't matter. And so I'm going to use the food processor for the slaw now. Now, you can buy cabbage and carrots and make your own slaw. Oh, my eyes are still burning. Oh. Okay, so we have the onions done, and now we're going to move to the slaw. The slaw is fairly easy, especially if you use these bagged coleslaw. Now, you can make your own if you want to buy cabbage and carrots or whatever, but why not when you can buy this? It's already washed, it's ready to go. But for West Virginia coleslaw, this is still way too thick. Like the onions, the coleslaw has to be really, really, really fine. So I'm going to take this, add it into my food processor. Oh my. I don't know, it might be too much.
Why do you know so much about West Virginia hot dogs?
Well, I grew up in West Virginia. Did I say that?
I don't know, I can't remember.
I think I did. I grew up there. Now I haven't lived there for 20 years, but I grew up near Charleston. and West Virginia hot dogs are really good. Here we go. We're gonna slice up the coleslaw.
You didn't stitch it with the blade in?
This is one key thing you have to remember when you're using a food processor is you have to put the blade in. So what really stinks is that I have all this coleslaw in and I have to dump it out. Luckily I have this bowl handy. Now I'll put the coleslaw back in. I wonder why it was making that nice sound and then nothing was happening. Take 2. Here we go. Yes, perfect. That worked great. Now, for the recipe, with this 16-ounce bag of coleslaw, I am going to add in 2/3 cup of mayonnaise. So I'm just going to use a cup and then just kind of eyeball it. Then we're going to add a 1/4 of a cup. Now this is the tricky part. If you're eating low carb like we are, you can't add a 1/4 of a cup of sugar. You can't do it. But you can add a 1/4 of a cup of Splenda. The sweetness is really what makes it. 1/4 of a cup. There we go. And then we want 2 tablespoons of, you can use apple cider vinegar or distilled vinegar, but just 2 tablespoons. Those were overflowing tablespoons, but that's all right. And then you stir it all up. Oh, I forgot the salt and pepper. I'll add that in a minute. I think I'm going to need a little more mayonnaise. So it's pretty dry. Yeah, that looks better. The West Virginia coleslaw for hot dogs is kind of moist. What's that word again? Moist. Yes. It's moist and it's sweet. I'm gonna taste it. Make sure it doesn't need anything. No, it's good. It's good. So, normally I would make this earlier in the day and let it chill. Although it's pretty cold because I had the coleslaw in the fridge. Everything was in the fridge except for the vinegar. So, the coleslaw is done, but I am going to put it in the fridge until we eat. All right, so we're really halfway done. This is a super easy meal. We're just doing the toppings for the West Virginia hot dogs. So the toppings for our West Virginia hot dog are mustard, which I have that in the fridge, so I'm not making that. And then the onions, which I kind of pureed or whatever in the food processor. And then we have the chili that goes next.
But don't forget about the coleslaw we made too.
Oh yeah, well the coleslaw comes, you have to put on the coleslaw after the chili.
Oh, I see.
So the chili though, there are recipes that you can make your own chili. Or you can go to the store and buy a can of chili sauce. And that's what we're going to do tonight. But before I do that, I want to get the hot dogs going. West Virginia hot dogs, there's nothing special about the Franks. They're just plain old Franks. They're no like Wiener Schnitzel or Kielbasa or anything like that. They're just plain old hot dogs. And you just put them in some boiling water.
Wiener Schnitzel isn't a sausage.
Oh, that's right. That's right. It's a fried, like kind of steak thing.
Kind of.
What do they call it? What is the German word for like hot dog?
Like a Frankfurter.
Frankfurter, yes. Right. Those are just plain old hot dogs. For the chili, just chili sauce. So the West Virginia hot dog chili is kind of like this sauce that you buy in a can, or you can make your own, but it's not thick. It doesn't have big pieces of meat. There's definitely, well, there could be refried beans in the recipe. I think there are, but no big beans in them. And it's kind of just, it kind of looks like dog food, to be quite honest. But it tastes very good. It's not Skyline chili. Now we like Skyline chili. Well, Callie doesn't. We live here in Cincinnati. We like some good Skyline chili. And the cheese coming. No cheese on West Virginia hot dogs though. No cheese. All right, so we're just gonna give it a good stir. Put the lid on. Heat it up. And then we'll almost be ready to serve this meal. Okay, the hot dogs are just about ready to boil. I'm gonna check on my chili. Actually, I checked on it a few minutes ago and I turned it down. You don't want to turn your burner on too hot or it'll burn. But, oh, it's looking good. Yes, steaming. This can really be a really good low carb meal. That chili only has 1 gram of carbs per serving, so that's really good. And of course, there's nothing in hot dogs. Coleslaw, as long as you use artificial sweetener, not sugar. Onions, mustard. And you can go bunless. So I'm going to show you in a little bit how you can use a bun if you want, but if you want to go low carb, you can just put it all in a bowl. So we're almost close to being done here. We'll be back. All right, just checking on the hot dogs. They're boiling. I'm not really sure how long they should boil, but you know, just for a little while. You can like poke a fork in them.
Where did I put my house trash?
Lots going on here today. By the way, the last 2 days during quarantine here, we have been working in our basement, organizing. Oh, but it's good. It's good to get it done. But we have, as musicians, we have just boxes and boxes and files of music, and we've been going through all of it and filing it in file cabinets, writing out folders and names, and then we're going to go through and put it on a Google spreadsheet. Oh, so much for resting during quarantine, but it's all right. We're like in week 9 and we're going crazy. So in a minute, we're going to build one of these West Virginia hot dogs. As soon as these are done, which will be very, very soon. All right, so these have been boiling for about 5 minutes, which I just Googled, and that's what they said how long they need to boil. So I think we're about done. So I'm going to turn the heat off, and we're going to build a West Virginia hot dog. So if you don't care about carbs, you can use a hot dog bun. This is normally how you eat a West Virginia hot dog. Now I'm going to go bunless, but I'm going to show you how to make one with a bun, and my son will eat it because he likes the buns. So you open up your bun. This is like you've never heard this before. The thing about West Virginia hot dogs is the order of the toppings is very specific. It can't just be any way. So you get your out a nice frank wiener, whatever you want to call it.
I thought that one of the things about the West Virginia hot dog is that they are called West Virginia wieners. Because when I met you, you only called them wieners, and I always call them hot dogs because I'm from, you know.
Well, we would call the Franks wieners.
Right,
But
always wieners.
Wieners is kind of a funny word, so.
I don't ever use that word. You know what I mean?
Yes. So after you put your Frank or your wiener on your bun, you add.
That's why you just need to call it a hot dog, you guys. Just call it a hot dog.
Between your bun, you add mustard. Mustard is the first thing. Then, Callie, we forgot to get the other ingredients out of the fridge. Okay, I can do that really fast.
Wait, you're saying you have to put the mustard between the hot dog and the bun? Not on top?
Right, I prefer on the side. But anywhere on top. It just has to go on first. Some people even put it under the wiener. Whatever floats your boat. But the mustard has to go on first. And then the finely chopped onions. And the onions are key here. So you can put as much as you'd like. They go after the mustard. Then, next comes the chili. Yes, the chili sauce. I like a lot of chili sauce. And then finally, you put on the slaw. You would never put anything on top of the slaw. That would be really gross. So the slaw, our moist slaw here. It's a little moist actually, but it's okay. Put the slaw right on top of all that goodness. Look at that. And there you go. It's messy, but it's yummy. West Virginia hot dog. Now I'm gonna put my wiener, in a bowl, and then put mustard and chili and slaw because I'm eating low carb.
Hot dog.
But however you want to do it, this is West Virginia hot dogs, straight from Cincinnati. See ya.